When clarity and minimalism are a brand's watchwords, how can functionality be integrated and embraced without compromise? Germany's NOMOS Glashütte is well known for the simplicity of its watches, but it also has a reputation for ingenious, inventive problem-solving and using its technical know-how to ensure the brand's award-winning commitment to design isn't compromised. Even if we're talking about something as outwardly simple as a date function, you can guarantee NOMOS has approached it with care and consideration. Indeed, over the last 3 decades, the brand has developed a way of bringing useful, real-world complications, anything beyond telling the time, to its watches that's entirely different from what you'll see at other brands. Take the Tangente Neomatic 41 update, so called because NOMOS redesigned the original model's date function. The date function is situated at the very edge of the dial, an aesthetic point of difference to watches whose date windows can sometimes intrude on their designs. It runs on the automatic caliber DUW6101, one of NOMOS's latest in-house automatics, equipped with its swing system escapement and designed from the ground up to be slimmer and more efficient. The patented mechanism offers a bidirectional quick change feature, and the construction itself is 4 times smaller than usual. On this model, instead of a window, NOMOS developed this radial date display with 31 numbered lozenge-shaped holes in the dial. Conventional date movements operate with a numbered ring under the dial, which is visible through the date window. NOMOS has replaced this with a ring that's plain white, save for a red section, that appears through 2 of the numbered perforations to frame the number unambiguously. NOMOS has turned what is often an encumbrance, a date window breaking up a harmonious dial, into a coherent feature. It encircles the regular Tangente dial design, which retains all of its Bauhaus-inspired clarity of form and adds a welcome dose of color, texture and depth. The Tangomat GMT, as the GMT implies, is a watch with the ability to keep track of time in a second time zone. Adding a GMT function to a watch is useful indeed, but not without its consequences for the designers, who need to fit extra information on the dial. The wearer has to be able to distinguish the second time zone from the watch's primary time, and they also require an indicator of the time zone they're keeping an eye on, whether traveling or working with colleagues in another part of the world. At a glance, it doesn't look like it's doing much more than telling the time, the result of a couple of key decisions in the design process. Firstly, there are no extra hands or additional subdials, so you know that the hours, minutes and seconds hands are simply doing their regular job. Secondly, the watch has 2 separate controls that leave the crown completely free for setting the local time and winding the watch as usual. The secondary time information lives entirely in the 2 cutout windows on the dial. At 3 o'clock, an aperture depicts the hour in that time zone on a 24-hour format. These hours are advanced by the discrete, recessed button on the side of the case. One relies on the assumption that the minutes are the same. Where the handful of locations that deviate from Greenwich Mean Time by an unusual amount are concerned, like Iran, India, or parts of Australia, you'll have to mentally add or subtract the difference, usually 30 or 45 minutes. The location you've got your eye on is displayed at 9 o'clock, in a window just big enough to depict a 3-letter initialism, the IATA codes for a city or airport in each time zone. This is operated by the pusher at 2 o'clock, when the time needs setting. Those 3-letter codes standardize what would otherwise be a varied set of place names and allows the information to be condensed to the bare minimum. Plus, they're a welcome reminder of international travel. So there you have it. 2 watches that bring perfectly commonplace complications to life in a way that only NOMOS Glashütte can, combining its usual deftness of design with in-house mechanics. The result is a boost to what your watch can do without compromising on its size or its looks.